Hi and welcome to the cave, or even welcome back to the cave for those who've been here before. This video sequence is about 1977 GT250 Suzuki restoration project. You may have seen me complete this bike before. I did finish it originally perhaps about 3 years ago, but that was mainly cosmetics, and the engine was up and running, but I was never ever entirely happy. It was blowing just a bit too much smoke, even for a 72 stroke. So over a period of time we pulled the engine apart, we've rebored, obviously new pistons, new rings, so totally refreshed the top end, and it ring ding dings like it's fresh from the factory, so that was a good thing to do. Some of you will also have seen some of the short video sequences we did during the restoration, where we sort of rebuilt the car. We showed people how we balanced the carbs. The project was never intended to be a money maker. They never are on restorations. It was more about, well, restoring a GT and keeping my skills up to date, because if you don't use it you lose it, as they say. The bike has appeared in Practical Sports Bike in January 2017, so this year. One-page article which was quite pleasing. I've also got to say it was never intended the bike was going to be concourse. That was never my intention. I haven't got the time, money or inclination to build a concourse, but all power to the guys who do. They put a lot of effort and time in that. This is a rolling restoration. It's got some cosmetic flaws. Perhaps don't show up that much on the video sequence and on the stills that we took as well. But yeah, there are some flaws. In particular, there's a little bit of pitting on the chrome on the front and rear wheels. The rear mudguard is certainly not original. It's not even NOS. What we did was get an era correct stainless steel mudguard and use the old mudguard as a pattern and cut it to suit. The front mudguard is one of these generic aftermarket ones. They're not nice, but they serve a purpose. The reason I went with that on the mudguards is that they're way too expensive for the money I wanted to put into this project. Financially, the project was always going to be sold, as I say, not a money maker, but it's a rolling restoration, and it'll be a good entry point for someone to get into 70s two-strokes. It'd be a good platform, I believe, for someone who wants to take to the next restoration level. Again, the bike is what it is. It's a good, honest little bike. It's got flaws, as I mentioned. Difficult to see on the video again, just to re-mention that, and you know, the video is flattering. The bike's good, it's mechanically sound, it's cosmetically okay, in fact better than okay, cosmetically good in parts. Just in certain areas it could be better, but again, I'm not prepared to throw the money at it. Concourse, you know, again, these things are fetching £5,000 and above, because GTs are now becoming more popular because RDs are becoming so expensive, or have become so expensive, and GTs are a little bit more of a labour of love because the parts are not so easy to get hold of, but you get there in the end and you can refabricate parts and rework parts. Things like brake lines, I've had no qualms whatsoever in putting modern stainless steel brake lines on the front brake. Likewise, new generation gel type batteries, they just work better. I've had one or two guys criticise in the past, saying, well, it's not 70s correct. That is totally true, 100% agree with that. However, I was there in the 70s, I was building bikes in the 70s, I was riding two-strokes in the 70s, and we did whatever we could to keep them going or to modify them. So it's not totally true when people say you didn't do that in the 70s. We did whatever, whatever we could afford to do. Obviously the video, so you can see what the bike is. Also, I'll put some links on there to some of the videos of the work that we actually did. There are some stills at the very end of the video of just as the restoration build progressed, and you can see the things that we did. So thanks for watching this video, and have a look in on the other videos that we sometimes do as well. And bye for now, and well, happy two-stroking. So let's have a walkthrough of the work we did to the bike. Petrol tank's been sealed. You had a professional respray on the tank in era correct colours. New pinstripes on there, of course. New old stock tank badges, new old stock side panel badges.
New old stock petrol cap, nearly cried when I had to pay for that one, the price of it. Front caliper serviced and rebuilt with new seals, new brake pads, brake reservoir serviced and rebuilt with new seals, steel braided brake line, new fork stanchions and rebuilt with new fork seals, new tyres and tubes. In terms of the engine's been rebored, so obviously new pistons and rings in there, complete top end refresh. At this moment in time it's had about 30 minutes running since the rebuild. New old stock base gaskets and top end gaskets. You may have also seen on some of the videos we put together, the cars were cleaned and rebuilt with the correct jets, because they are a little bit different on the B models. And then the carbs balanced again. We did a short video on that, as you probably saw. In terms of the electrics, new battery in there. We went through the loom, we cleaned terminals and replaced if there's anything necessarily needed replacing. It's a new old stock headlight rim, again still cringing at the price of that. New old stock handlebars and grips. Then in general there were pattern era correct mirrors. The seat was recovered. In there as well as a new old stock tool kit. The frame and engine windows are correct as in the V5, and also just to do a little bit, I'm going to put one of the original service manuals in there, but it is very well used. Okay, so I'll go quiet at this point, because you don't know me speaking. I don't think you want to hear that sound of the 70s, you want to hear the ring ding ding, the two-stroke, and those who understand two-stroke motors will hear this motor running. They'll understand it's as sweet as a nut. Thanks for listening, thanks for watching, and happy two-stroking guys, and bye for now. So the following still images are well, they're quite random. It just shows some of the parts we put on the bike, what the bike did look like in the beginning. Also some of the bodges that we had to fix before we could move on with the bike, polishing that we did, the other refurbs that we did, old pipes that we took off, new pattern pipes that we found. Also the professional paint job we had on the petrol tank, although we prepped the tank in the cave and just put a sort of light primer on to stop any rusting. We sent that away to a paint shop and that was painted, and those guys also put the decal pinstripes on as well and lacquered it because we didn't want to risk getting it wrong. We rebuilt the brakes, we rebuilt the master cylinder, we rebuilt the calipers, all new seals in there and pads. You'll see on the master cylinder one just the sheer amount of crap that builds up. Hydraulic oil is a mineral oil, and the minerals sort of separate and block the system up. But everything you can see on there and a few more. The last still is from the Practical Sports bike that we mentioned in the video. Again, it was January 2017, and it's just a short article on the particular GT from this video. Again, I'm going to put links on there for those who haven't really seen them. The links will take you to where we rebuilt the carbs, we balanced carbs, and just some of the general work that we carried out on the GT during the restoration.